your life. Bank of St. Lucia provided me the advice that supported my goals at every stage of my life, my business, my retirement, and what I leave for those most important to me. We may not all have the same goals, but we all need to plan for them. BOSLYs. Plan, invest, enjoy.
101, number one.
Good afternoon, welcome to another edition of Youth Unplugged, brought to you by the Bank of St. Lucia. That's all the bank you need. This afternoon I'm joined with Miss Faith Gomez. How are you, Faith?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I like to hear that. You know, you give me a beautiful, beautiful smile this afternoon. And we're here to talk about something called aesthetics.
Yeah, complexions aesthetics.
Right, you see? You sound excited. You understand?
I'm
Because
excited.
that's your passion there,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Okay, so Faith, let's get to know you a little bit. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm from St. Lucia, and in 2019, I discovered my passion for skincare when I started researching skincare ingredients to work on my own skincare imperfections. And that's when my passion for skincare started. I started posting my progress on Instagram, talking about different skincare ingredients and how they work for my skin and different skin types. And then in 2021 is when I went to aesthetic school. So I studied medical aesthetics and laser and electrolysis. And then when I came home in 2022, I opened Complexions Aesthetics.
Okay, you mentioned something there, electrolysis.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a chemist, right? So
Yeah.
when I hear electrolysis, you know, I'm thinking about graphite and
Okay,
that
well,
sort of electrolysis, you know, with an active electrode. Or
exactly.
that sort of thing. You know,
That's exactly what
so
it's
that's
like.
what.
I don't do it, but I'm qualified to do it. Electrolysis is the only form of permanent hair removal, and it uses heat and thermal energy to destroy the hair follicle.
Okay, Faith. Well, you know, you have just educated me because I wasn't aware that electrolysis was a form
thing.
of permanent hair removal. So,
Yeah.
you know, the next time I probably teach that at school, I'll tell them, you know, electrolysis is a permanent form of, you know. So that's how we learning things, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you left in 2019 to pursue complexions or start off complexions. What pushed you in that direction? I mean, you know, sometimes as a child you may have bad acne or something,
Yeah.
and sometimes you decide, you know, I want to get rid of that because probably some of the solutions that you had at the time probably wasn't enough.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. It was from the time I was 12 years old, I always had some form of skincare to help with my acne. But I guess lack of consistency, lack of education, and lack of products availability or access, nothing ever worked. So that's when I decided to take it into my own hands, and I was like, enough is enough. I'm tired of having to deal with this all of the time. I'm tired of being insecure about this acne on my skin, this pigmentation. And I started researching, and that's what sparked the passion.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if I had to ask you to give me a simple definition of aesthetics, what would you tell me?
Aesthetics is a very broad term, but when it comes to skincare and beauty, aesthetics is just the knowledge and educating clients on how to treat their own skin at home and what solutions would be the best to treat their skin in office and for home care.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that definition.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that definition. So let me ask you a question. Right? I have never come into complexions before,
Okay.
and you see me. Look at me well. What did you give my skin on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, your skin looks fairly normal. You have a few breakouts on your forehead, which tells me you sweat a lot. So I would recommend a men's facial for you. I do offer men's facial. I have 4 different types of facials that I offer at Complexions. But I would offer a men's facial to you, and then I would offer you a simple home care regimen with a charcoal cleanser, an aloe moisturizer, and sunscreen. It's very simple, very basic, but that's going to be perfect for you.
Now, you see the thing about it, Faith, I'm not someone who is consistent in anything. I'll be honest with you, my mother would buy something for me from Neutrogena and all these wonderful brands, and I would look at it, I'd use it, and then some days No, I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only time I would use it is if I see that I have a serious breakout.
Okay.
You know, like something happening on my face and I need to get rid of that. I'll say, okay, let me go buy something and let me. So you're saying consistency is the key?
Definitely, consistency is the key. If you want to maintain your healthy skin, treat your skincare concerns, consistency is definitely the key, especially when clients are doing laser hair removal, because it requires a series of treatments to have permanent results. You definitely have to be consistent.
Okay, so can you tell me about a time in which you probably identified a severe skin problem in probably one of your patients? Is it something that you see quite often?
Well, yeah, I do. One of the most common ones is hyperpigmentation with my skincare clients and even with laser clients as well. But if we're talking skincare, the number one concern I would say I see in clinic is hyperpigmentation. So a client had a breakout or whatever the case may be, and they have a spot left over, or they have something called melasma, which is a dark patch of pigmentation on the skin, and that's the number one concern that clients want to deal with.
Okay, so complexions. We're shifting from general aesthetics and we're trying to move into complexions.
Okay.
Apart from your passion for probably skincare, what pushed you in the direction of starting complexions? Because some people may, not be happy with their skin and they probably go to YouTube or, and they try to gain the knowledge and that. But you didn't just stop there,
Yeah.
You went a step further,
Yeah.
right? So what pushed you in that direction? Probably, it's a pair that, if you're good with that, go on further your studies in that direction.
Honestly, I was doing a program. I was going to do biology and chemistry. I remember sitting in the library. I was studying and I was just so unhappy. And I remember messaging a friend and being like, I don't want to be here. And she was like, okay, so what do you want to do? And I was like, I think I want to be an esthetician. And when I went to esthetician school, it was just a feeling of knowing, okay, this is exactly where I belong. It was an entire community of people who wanted to do the same things I wanted to do. And I had a great support system at home as well, with friends and family who pushed me. Even when I didn't feel like I wanted to take it further, I had family who would push me to get there. And that definitely was a drive to stay consistent in my goals and open up complexions. But it wasn't like a over the night thing. It required a lot of research, and a lot of dedication to my craft.
Okay, well, I like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. When I was younger, I always wanted to be a dermatologist. For some reason, I don't know, the name was cool, and I said, I don't mind being a dermatologist.
Yeah.
So when I left, I actually wanted to be a doctor, and I said that, I'd probably go and study skin, because that's quite interesting to me. I think there's a difference between a dermatologist and
an esthetician.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So, shed some light on that for me.
Okay, so a dermatologist is a doctor, so they have to go through the entire process of medical school, residency, and then specializing in dermatology. And their focus is not just on skin, it's on hair and nails and scalp and all of these things as well.
Okay.
And you can there are different branches of dermatology, so you can choose aesthetic dermatology, cosmetic dermatology, whatever the case may be. And then an esthetician now is a skin, and also as a doctor, they're allowed to prescribe medication, do different type of medical procedures as a doctor.
Okay.
As an esthetician, you're a skincare professional, so you're qualified and educated on the diseases of the skin and treating that topically.
Okay, so that was never something that you probably wanted to pursue?
No, I didn't.
No. Medical school long,
Exactly.
Yes, it's long.
It
It's a long time.
Yeah.
It's like 8 years, It's a long time.
Yep.
You understand? But, I guess you're happy with where you're currently at. So
100%.
I had to ask you some more questions about complexion. So if
Okay.
I walked into complexions now, and let's say after you leave here, I just say, well, let's go by complexion. You understand? I have to ask you where complexions is.
Okay,
Yeah.
Complexions is at East Winds. If you check my Instagram page, Complexion758, all of the information on the location is in my highlights. All of the prices, services I offer is in highlights. So
With digital? We're
You
digital.
definitely
We're
digital.
digital. We're using the social media to the best of our ability. So we see all that on Instagram. Instagram at complexions
758.
So COMPLEXIONS 758.
Yes.
Again, all right.
Yeah.
So back to my question,
Mm-hmm.
right? I just come into East Winds and I haven't looked at your Instagram.
Okay.
Then I just heard that Faith Gomez is the person to go to because I have a little breakout somewhere there. I need to check that out.
Okay.
Right? What would I expect, or what services could I expect to find within
Well,
complexions?
The first thing is you will not be able to just walk in. You have to book an appointment.
You see, that's what I want you to tell me. That's what I want you to
You
tell me.
have to book an appointment. Most of my clients message me on Instagram and I book for them, but you can always go to the website. All of the information and booking information is on the website as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
All right. So laser hair removal, I think you mentioned that earlier.
Yes.
That's one of the services being offered.
Yes.
Continue. Give me some more.
Okay, so laser.
Because that's the only one I know.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, you want to know the
No,
other
I want to know
services?
everything.
Okay, so I do laser hair removal every single body part except around the eyes. And then I have facial services that I offer. We have a tropical glow facial. First, before I say the list of facials, let me just tell you all of the facials are exfoliating and hydrating, which means you're going to leave the aesthetics practice with hydrated skin. Is going to be detox, so any extraction that you have will be removed. And I like to use enzyme masks in my facials, which are a gentle form of exfoliation. So that's included with every single facial.
That's the biology in you, using some enzymes in that. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And then, so we have the tropical glow facial, which is what I just mentioned. You get a double cleanse, enzyme exfoliation, extractions, hydrating mask. And then we move into modalities, which are different equipments that I can use to enhance the service based on the client's needs. So there's the acne facial, which uses LED light therapy and high frequency to kill the acne bacteria and prevent further breakouts. Then we have a microdermabrasion facial, which is a physically exfoliating facial for dull skin, pigmentation, and all of that good stuff. And then I have a hydrodermabrasion facial, which uses water or specific ingredients like exfoliating ingredients or hydrating ingredients to pull out any impurities from the skin while simultaneously treating the skin or hydrating the skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a list of things now.
Yes.
The one I think that let me guess. Is laser treatment your most booked,
Popular?
most popular?
Definitely.
Definitely. I figured that because a lot of people have problems, sometimes waxing, because I can't imagine going and waxing. I can't deal with the pain. And I know a lot of fellas that can't deal with the pain.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely my male clients are less tolerable when it comes to treatment.
That's a fact. That's a
It's a
fact.
fact.
I'm not trying to dispute. I'm telling you, men cannot deal with pain. And sometimes I go to the barber and the machine is probably a little bit too sharp or whatever. And I get a little breakout. I have very sensitive skin,
Yeah.
so I have to be very careful
Yeah.
how I go about doing things. So that's why the laser treatment is what that's in my head. So I
Okay.
probably, after we'll talk. But
Yeah.
laser treatment is probably as you said, the most.
The most popular service, yes.
Okay. And you say we have fellas coming under that.
Yeah.
All right. So
I have male clients, especially when they struggle with ingrown hairs on the face. The laser really helps because a lot of our more melanated, black people, we have thicker hair, coarser hair, and you tend to get the ingrowns. So with the laser, it helps to lighten the hair, and it's less thick, it's more thin, so it doesn't grow ingrown anymore. And that's why the male clients like the laser hair.
okay, well you're talking my language, because I have some ingrowns there. I try and get under my neck. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a little coarse, as you said. I'm feeling it. It's
Well,
hard.
laser is definitely an option.
Yeah, I think laser is the option for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the next one, of course, the facials.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's one thing I can't imagine doing myself.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? Because it sounds girly.
I don't want to say that, but it doesn't sound like me. So you think I can?
Anyone who's into relaxation and treating their skin is eligible for a facial. And I know my male clients love their facials because it's a time for them to relax, and most of them fall asleep during the service. So it's definitely something you should consider.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you know, I want to ask you a question there, but I just feel like, I probably shouldn't. That's how I feel,
What's the question?
Okay. All right. So, let's say, once again, I'm giving you another situation. Let's say I just walk into, okay, I didn't walk into. All right, I'm booking an appointment and I'm coming to see you. Is there anything that I should be doing beforehand?
Oh, definitely. It depends on the service you're doing. So if it's a laser service, there are definitely some pre-treatment guidelines that you have to follow. One of them being wearing sunscreen, especially if the laser is on your face, because laser is heat therapy, so it's so important to protect your skin while getting laser hair removal.
Okay, well, now that's what I want you to talk to me about. Walk me through that. So, okay, again, I come in to complexions. I booked via Instagram, right? Because I ain't just walking in anymore.
Well, you can book a consultation. So before booking the actual service, there's an option on the site to book either a skincare consultation or a laser consultation. So when you come in for your consultation, we can discuss all of the pre-treatment guidelines and all of the post-treatment guidelines and kind of manage your expectations.
Because, it sounds a little dangerous. When I hear laser, I'm telling you, that's how I feel about it. I'm being honest. Like, I'm hearing laser and I'm feeling like, boy, I'm afraid already.
Let me explain something to you. When it comes to laser hair removal, there are different wavelengths. So the primary focus of the laser is to target the hair follicle. When you're targeting the hair follicle, it doesn't interfere with any surrounding tissue, and it doesn't interfere with anything on the skin. There are different energy levels which would be important for the client's specific skin color. So if you're a lighter skin person, there's actually a scale called the Fitzpatrick scale. It scales from 1 to 6, 6 being the darkest person and 1 being the lightest person.
Okay.
So we're trained to know which energy is best for each skin type. So that's very important when it comes to laser. So having the right energy and the right pre-treatment for this particular client is so important, so they get the results without any adverse reactions.
Okay, well, you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
You're starting to speak the chemical language. And people, that's very important. And knowing that laser treatment is not very, rough on the skin depending on how
it's
it is
actually
applied.
safe for all skin types. If you have sensitive skin, you can still get laser. Especially the laser I use, it's safe for all skin colors and all skin types. So once you follow the pre and post treatment guidelines, you're on your way.
Now, we had to speak about those pre-treatment guidelines. Because you told me just slap some sunscreen on and then just come and check. And I think there's a little bit more to that.
Of course.
You understand?
Of course.
So let's go into that. Because I want to go through the procedure so that people don't feel like, they come to do something or they want to do something, but they're afraid to do it.
Exactly.
We want to make people comfortable.
Exactly. And that's definitely that was one of the goals of Complexions, to make my clients comfortable enough to ask me anything, so that when they come in for their treatment, they know what they're getting into and they're not nervous. So for your pre-treatment, it depends on the area. So if we're talking about your face, it depends on what products you're using. So if you're using any exfoliating products, salicylic acid, glycolic acid, retinol, any of these active acids, you would have to stop the use of them 3 to 5 days before your laser appointment.
Why?
Because these actives make the skin more sensitive, especially retinol. It makes your skin more photosensitive. So if you use a retinol and you come for your laser appointment and then you go out, you're definitely going to get a blister on the laser area.
Wow.
Yeah. Because the laser is heat at the end of the day.
So that is skin science.
Definitely. That's what aesthetics is.
I can call you a skin scientist.
Yeah, you definitely can.
I feel so. I feel like you tell me about frequency and wavelength. But I know frequency is equal to 1 over lambda. That's
well, I didn't go that far.
That's I know that,
It was definitely probably an hour in school.
An hour, but you're giving me some facts there, and I have to take it in.
Of course.
All right. Sure. So we comfortable.
Yes.
We're moving.
You understanding?
Yeah, I understand.
One more thing though. In addition to stopping these ingredients, you have to start wearing your sunscreen from 5 days before and continue throughout the duration of your laser series. It's super important.
Okay. So, off air, she told me something, and she told me that if I want to mark my hair, she could mark my hair with laser treatment. And
Your beard.
yeah, my beard, it had a little patch, but
Yeah.
we're working. It coming. All right. So, not full up on thing. I could just come and check you and just get a little lineup,
Yeah,
a
of
little
course,
laser lineup.
Of course.
So, can my laser lineup last longer than me actually going to
to the barber.
the barber?
Well, yeah. So after you do your trim at the barber, because when you come in for your laser treatment, there has to be no hair on the surface of the skin.
Okay.
Only in the hair follicle. One, because we don't want to burn the skin with the burnt hair, and two, because if we want the treatment to be effective, it has to penetrate the hair follicle. So when you come in after your markup, we do the laser series, and then you're going to notice that the hair growing and shedding. When that shedding happens, that's when you know you've done a good laser session, and it's going to last. So let's say if you were shaving every 2 days, after your first treatment, you'll probably shave every 4-5 days. And thereafter, as you continue with your series, the length of time in between shaves increases. And the hair's thinner, which means you're going to have less irritation.
And less ingrown,
Exactly.
etc. Okay.
Yeah.
So, from my research at least, I saw that unless administered regularly, you're not going to be getting treatments that last forever.
Exactly.
So, it's the thing that the more we soften the skin and soften, obviously, the hair follicles, is it less likely that it will be regrowing
right.
at that
So
rapid rate?
the way the sessions work, initially on average it's 9 sessions. For the first 4 sessions, you have to come in once a month. If you do just one treatment and then you wait 2 months, your results will not be as
Effective as someone who is following the regimen.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to be consistent with your results with your appointments for you to get the results.
Okay. I learned a lot about aesthetics today.
Yeah.
Cliff, let me ask you, what obstacles have you encountered along this aesthetics journey?
Well, the number one has been in my mind.
You think so?
The number one obstacle has been second guessing myself.
Okay.
Because when you don't see a lot of people doing what you want to do, it's very daunting. So that's why when I mentioned having a good support system, oh my gosh, that was life-saving. Because a lot of times along the way, I just wanted to give up. And it was people like my mom, my friends, who encouraged me to keep it pushing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's good, eh?
Yeah.
It's fantastic to have a support stick. I think without that, you're not able to do exactly what you wish to do. Because
Yeah.
sometimes it may be taboo to some people at some point.
Definitely.
But eventually, as long as the idea could be floated around, it becomes quite normal.
Yeah.
Because to me, I've never gone to do a laser treatment, so it's a bit taboo to me. That's why I had to ask you all of
Yeah.
these questions, because I don't think I'm the only person who feels that way.
Yeah,
You will still have people
for
who
sure.
don't know.
But it's
about-
becoming more popular now.
For example, waxing was not as popular as it is now. Over the years, people have,
Become more,
Yeah.
definitely.
so if you could get laser treatment,
The selling point for the laser for sure is that after your series, you have no hair in that area.
that's a little thing for me, though. I don't want my beard to disappear just yet.
Well, some people, it's not just, we have clients who suffer with ingrown hairs in intimate areas. So that's an amazing selling point for them because they don't want to, especially clients who have PCOS and they have male pattern hair growth.
For example, underneath the chin,
Exactly.
etc.
So, and it leaves a lot of razor bumps and scarring. The results I've seen with my clients has been so amazing. And I know about it firsthand because I struggle with PCOS and I've had hair growth. And when I did my laser series, it changed my life. It changes your self-esteem. It makes you feel so much better about yourself. And the most important thing to me is not having to worry about what people are saying or the remarks people make about, your facial hair as a woman.
Yes, and I can understand that a lot of people don't know polycystic ovary syndrome is actually a thing, and it
It's
actually
very
does
popular.
affect how the hair is produced within the phenotype, within the face, etc. So it's something that I think that laser treatment, if it's able to remove all of your hair, it's something that you should probably get a consultation on, head into complexions and see what, could work for you.
Definitely.
All right. Faith, one last question for you. Where do you see yourself in the next few years? I mean, right now you're inside of East Winds. Can we see another branch in town? Can we get some more ladies who are qualified in laser hair removal underneath the Complexions brand?
Well, I
Where
have some
Complexions
idea-
going?
I have some ideas, but since I'm only coming up on my 1 year anniversary, I want to make sure that my craft is mastered before I start to branch out into having staff members and other branches. We want to make sure that the one craft is perfected before we start branching out. But for now, in the near future, I hope to start offering other services, other facial services for different skin types, maybe more intense or advanced medical procedures, medical aesthetic procedures, I should say, like chemical peels or microneedling. So that's something I hope to offer in the future.
Okay. Well, Faith, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having
it's
me.
been a pleasure having you. I mean, I've learned a lot this afternoon. I'm hoping that our listeners have learned a lot as well, especially about how the face reacts to different treatments. For
Yeah.
example, our laser. I think the laser is our selling point. I mean, the laser was my selling point this afternoon. Of course, Complexions also offers facials. We have different types of facials as well as Complexions, so you should be sure to check out Complexions. Of course, hit them up on Instagram. You could do it for number 2, because remember, we have some people who are not really on the
Okay,
social media,
sure.
so we want a number as well. We want a card. You can leave a card with me
Yes,
as well.
for sure.
We do digital cards. We're doing all of these kind of things as well.
Okay.
Complexion 758 on Instagram. Be sure to send a DM, send a message. Do you do Google Forms for appointments or just via DM? Or
You can book through the website, www.complexionsaesthetics.com. You can book your appointment through the website as well.
Thank you so much, Faith. I mean, I went through the Instagram account and you've seen some people getting their face real massage and things there. So I know it's happening. She ain't playing around. She ain't joking. It's a serious thing. It's happening over at Complexions in East Winds. Thank you so much, Faith, once again for coming inside. And this has been another edition of Youth Unplugged, brought to you by the Bank of St. Lucia. That's all the bank you need. Head to the bank today. Ask about the BOSL WISE program. Wise Financial Thinking for Life. BOSL is offering that to you. My name is Khalidd Vidal. I will see you guys again next week for another edition of Youth Unplugged.
101 number 1.
Excellent Store says it's a fantastic time to save on your